Hello, I'm Dr. Maurie Markman from City of Hope, and I would like to very briefly talk about a paper that was recently published. Actually, I think it may still only be present online as a early presentation, but one of the most spectacular studies I think we've seen in oncology in a long time, and you'll hear about that in a moment. The paper was entitled Invasive Cervical Cancer Incidence Following Bivalent Human Papillomavirus Vaccination, a population-based observational study of age at immunization, dose, and deprivation. I can't be clear on what the results of the study demonstrate and how important this is for young individuals. In the case of cervical cancer, of course, we are talking about women, but also HPV-related cancers in general. So this particular study was a population-based study from Scotland, where they monitored the records of all women, because it's population data, who were born between 1988 and 1996, who were eligible to receive screening for cancer. And this has included a very large population of 450,000 women. Importantly, to the conclusion, there were 40,000 women at the time who were vaccinated between the ages of 12 and 13. So they were 12, this is obviously now we're talking about the past. They were between 12 and 13. There are 40,000 of these women who were vaccinated and of course then followed. There were also 124,000 women who received vaccines at the age of 14 or over. And there were a total of 300,000 women who were not vaccinated. So again, this was not a trial. This was real, hardcore population-based data, as good as it gets from the point of view, want to know, does the therapy work, doesn't work, etc. The bottom line, and I'm going to say this twice because I really want this to sink in. There were no cases, let me say it again, no cases of cervical cancer among the women, 40,000, who were vaccinated before they turned the age of 14. One more time, 0 cases. Complete prevention of cervical cancer in this population with vaccination. And this included even in the women who had received only 1 or 2 doses of the vaccine, as we're beginning to learn that perhaps we don't even need the 3 doses. Bottom line, it was a 3-dose protocol, but no cases in 40,000 women if they were vaccinated before the age of 14. In the women who were vaccinated between 14 and 22, there was also substantial benefit, actually 3.2 cases per 100,000 women, compared to 8.4 cases if they weren't vaccinated. So that's 2.5 times lower risk compared to the unvaccinated. So there was benefit in that population. But again, if vaccination occurred, generally can say for sexual debut, complete eradication, elimination of cervical cancer. I would encourage you to read this paper. It's not the only one that's looked at, that's shown data for this, but this is, population data, long-term follow-up, very careful analysis, and cervical cancer can almost be, if not actually be, eliminated with vaccination before sexual debut. I encourage you to read this paper. If you're a parent, if you're a pediatrician, you're a family care doctor, obviously as an oncologist, I never want to see these cases again, and that may not happen. I mean, that may happen there, or it doesn't happen if a young population is vaccinated. I encourage you to read this paper, review the data for yourself, and let people know how important this is, particularly parents of young children. And I thank you for your attention.